I went to the dentist for the first time in 12 years recently. That was not what they said when I called to make the appointment. They were concerned. Like, 12 years? What happened? And I was like, well, there was COVID. They're like, for a little bit? What was the other decade? I was like, I don't know. Any millennials marrying into health insurance in here? That's awesome. My wife's got a job. That's great. I was like, well, we're married, so now I get to go to the dentist. We were only dating back then. We're very good for each other. We're like yin-yang, opposites attract, right? She's in the sciences, I'm in the arts? I don't know, you know the yin-yang symbol, that little dot in the arts, that's health insurance, and it has to come from somewhere else. And I love my wife very, very much. So I get to go to the dentist. Whenever you're a new dentee, they just give you this clipboard with all this stuff you got to fill out. I don't know the answer to any of this. Right? I got name and date. I got those 2 points. They teach you that in middle school. Easy points. Name, date. First question, who was your previous dentist? I was like, Rick? Dr. Rick, hopefully? I don't know. Where was their practice? I'm like, I don't know, back home? Can I use a phone a friend to call my mom? I don't know the answer to any of this. Also, Rick's retired. He doesn't have files to send you if that's what you think you're getting out of Rick. He's fishing. Good for Rick. I fill it in the best I can. I hand it to the lady. She doesn't even look at it. She's like, so, this is good insurance. Is this your parents' insurance or what's the deal? I was like, it's my wife's, but thanks for pointing out to all my waiting room buddies that you don't believe in me. Someone else is the reason you're here for sure, right? She's like, I'm sorry, you look kind of young, and that day, honest mistake, I did look very young that day. I had this adorable little sailor outfit on, right? Little white shorts above the knees. I was skipping it. Spun my little propeller hat. I looked young, you guys, honest mistake. Get to the dentist. And she's grilling me. She doesn't let up. She's like, hey, nice to see you. How often do you floss? And did you just have Oreos before you came here? I was like, dang, you're good. How did you know that? No x-rays or nothing. You just, wow. Huh. How often do you floss? She can't ask me that. She knows. You can't lie to a medical professional. Like when the doctor's like, how many drinks a week do you think you have? And you go, you don't have to answer. They know. All right. So I didn't lie. I told her the truth. I was like, I floss every day for the 2 days leading up to this appointment. I was like, oh, that's on Wednesday? Pulled an all-nighter just cramming for the exam, you know? I was like, how'd I do, Doc? We got a 2-day streak going. She understood, right? She's like, I get it. Flossing is a hard habit to get into. She suggested using the floss pick thingies. Responsible people who with purses are nodding, who don't care about the oceans. Yeah, I'm an environmentalist. That's why I'm doing it for the turtles. That's why I'm not flossing. No, the real reason is I've tried the floss pick things, and they don't work for me. I don't understand why. They're all blood flavored. That's a bizarre choice. Minty blood? That's what you're going with, Colgate? Ugh, minty blood, minty blood. I gotta give us like a garlic oregano floss. Yeah, so I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Just hanging out. We got this kid. She's very young, so we're just hanging out at home for the next couple years. Because we're not going on vacation, that's for sure. Before the kid, my wife and I, we'd go on vacation all the time, and we would see families on vacation, and that does not look better. Right? Oh my, you ever seen a dad at the airport? That's the most stressed out human being imaginable. He's like, ah! He's like picking up kids and baggage, and chicken nuggets are flying everywhere. So we're just staying put. But it sucks because we didn't go on any good, huge vacations before the baby was born. Like for our 2-year wedding anniversary, we went to Missoula, Montana. Yeah, you're like, okay, sure, one geography fan. Even the Uber driver's like, oh, where'd you guys land in from? Somewhere nice and sunny and warm? We're like, no, we went to a colder place to the left on the map. But it was fun, though. That trip to Montana, I had a blast. That was the first time I'd ever ridden a horse. Round of applause. Who's ridden horses in here? You guys do that? Yeah? I'd never done it. I thought you just hop a fence, do it wherever in Montana, but you go through a ranch service, and it was a blast. I loved it, you know? We were getting matched up with our horses. We each had a horse. We didn't, like, share, like, a wiener dog double bicycle horse. That would have been droopy in the middle. We just slink together. It would have been awful. We each had a horse. My wife had a beautiful, horse, I guess. I don't know. And I had Lil Frankie. They said his name was Frank, but I know he goes by Lil Frankie. Just by looking at him. I'm like, that's my guy? I'm 6'2", and I've never been on a horse, but I've seen movies. Right? I know about how high off the ground my feet should be dingle-dangling. It's like, that's my dude, all right? So me and Lil Frankie, we're teeter-tottering up the old dusty trail. I'm like pushing off of rocks and stumps, trying to get momentum. Like, come on, Lil Frankie, we got this. Yeah! Like training wheels. Halfway through, I was like, should we switch? Does Lil Frankie want to turn? Get on up there, Lil Frankie. I got you the rest of the way. Come on. I've never heard a horse wheeze before. It's like not sure which direction their elbows are supposed to go. But it was wonky, I'll tell you that. It was not right. We get to the top of the mountain, and the guide was like, all right, we're going to take a little break. Frankie said, thank God. I heard him say it. And she was like, all right, photo op time, right? Can you scoot your horses over this way? And then we'll take a shot down the mountain, beautiful Flathead Lake in the background. I was like, well, I don't know how to scooch a horse. That wasn't covered in the 30-second orientation back at the ranch. Also, we're from Minnesota. Don't really care about your lake in Montana, right? They're like, can you get the mountain? That's why we came out here. So we did get the mountain on the picture. It was awesome. My aunt liked it on Facebook. It was the best interaction I've had with my aunt on Facebook in an election year. You guys have aunts? Cool. So the next morning, after our horse adventure, you guys who've ridden horses know this. I wasn't aware. The next day, I couldn't move. My legs are just, I'm like hobbling around the hotel room. It's like, how out of shape am I that I can't use my legs after letting an animal carry me up and down a mountain. I ate granola bars for 3 hours, and now my legs don't work. What's wrong with me? It's like, I gotta call little Frankie, see how he's holding up. He's dead. I think, I don't know. Yeah. So yeah, we're just hanging out at our house. Hanging out. We live over in northeast Minneapolis, and where we live, there's a lot of spiders, and I was hoping for a good Minnesota winter to chop them down, but no, we see them all the time in our basement, and every relationship has a spider person, right? Not like a fun like thwip spider person, but like the one who kills the spiders, and that's me. Not my wife, she would totally do it, but she's very short, and the spiders tend to hang out outside of her realm. So she sees them, she's like, Trevor, can you help me get that spider? I'm like, absolutely. She's like, no, you know what I mean, so I have to, get the cat and hold it up to the ceiling, and he's like, he's a little freak, he loves eating bugs. I love them. You gotta earn your keep, buddy. Yeah. So yeah, I'm the spider. I'm also the Spider-Man of my neighborhood. You guys, I'm the one I clean up the crime in my neighborhood. That's me. And by that I mean my townhouse association pays me $50 to paint over any graffiti that goes on the wall we have on Hennepin Avenue. But I'm also the guy that does the graffiti on the wall. I'm like, well, about that time, I got a phone bill coming up. You guys, I'm Peter Parker selling pictures of Spider-Man to the Daily Bugle. I'm printing money in this situation.